Good evening. I'm Anant Mittal. I'm Sp-Sic. Before we begin the other details, we'll keep the questions at the end. Just to give you
presence here. On behalf of SIC, I welcome you all for today's press briefing by Sp-Sic. Our SP, the Anant Mittal, IPS, will be talking to you with regard to the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission paper leakage in the category of AECB by SIC so far. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Anant Mittal. I'm Sp-Sic. Before we begin the other details, we'll keep the questions at the end. So just to give you a small, details of the case, the brief story. Pada, he submitted a complaint where he alleged that the paper of the AE civil exams was leaked beforehand, and he also said that the same was made available to different people by a person he named as Akhilesh Yadav. Akhilesh Yadav is works in the coaching institute called Jeju Coaching Institute, and he used to teach civil engineering to the students there. Based on this receipt, after an inquiry on 10th of September, the Itanagar police station, they registered an FIR under cheating sections where they interrogated Akhilesh Yadav, they interrogated the complainant, and later on arrested Akhilesh Yadav. And based on his arrest, they later on arrested a gentleman called as Thomas Gaduk, alleging that Thomas Gaduk was the first person to actually give out the questions to Akhilesh Yadav. And then later on, Akhilesh gave these questions to our complainant, Gyamar. Subsequently, on detailed interrogation, Thomas's father, Mr. Tanyang Gaduk, was also arrested in the case. Along with that, a gentleman called Tama Saro, who is a teacher with the education department, was also arrested for acting as the broker in this case, leading to the arrest of the Deputy Controller of Examinations, Mr. Takat Jairang. Mr. Takat Jairang is also the Deputy Secretary of the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission, and he handles the confidential section. So on his arrest on the 16th of September, on his instance, the courier company, which the company that prints the question papers, their agent who comes and takes the question paper from here and then gets it printed and brings it back, a gentleman called Dilip Saha, was also arrested. On the 26th of September 2022, the case was transferred to the SIC. We took up investigation on the 27th of September, and subsequently the government of Arunachal Pradesh also wrote to the Central Bureau of Investigation for taking up the investigation in this case. The SIC has since then arrested 4 more people. We had identified 2 more candidates, namely Miss Binam Jomang, who used to work as a JE contractual. She was arrested, and Loth Easing, who was unemployed and who was also arrested in this case. Along with them, their parents, namely Talung Jomang, the father of Binam, and Tapok Easing, the father of Loth Easing, were also arrested later on. Now, coming to what the SIC has done so far, this is the basic that I'm sure all of you are aware. We have been working very hard since we got the case. We only had custody of Takat Jairang and Tamasaro for a very limited benefited from this paper leak, and also on its way to Delhi to pick up one of the alleged when we had to call them back because of some reasons. So we have been working very hard over the period of time, and we have been looking at their digital. Besides this, I would also like to bring out that the SIC has, with it, we have conducted a chain of events that led to this case. Parallel to that, because we were seeing on social media, there were a lot of people who were writing about certain instances, and there were a few rumors that were floating around in the social media, and people were also coming to us complaining about them. We have also looked into certain rumors that were floating around, specifically one relating to removal of results from the website of the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission, and one with regard to the lights being lit late at night in the APPSC building. So I would like to point out that we have conducted in-depth inquiry into both of these. The website, I don't know where this rumor began from, but the fact is that the website for Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission was revamped in 2020. And all the results from then onwards are available on the website. They are accessible. They were accessible even then, they are accessible even today. And none of the results have been removed. So this is a complete rumor. I would request that none of you believe what is going around. The results prior to 2020 may not be available on the website. However, they are available with the commission. And we have sought the results whenever we require, and other papers also from the commission. With respect to the lights being on in the commission, which was noted by a few candidates, the area that was lit up was the strong room of the commission. It is generally, we have examined the footage over the past month, and we have taken random samples of the footage also late at night, maybe at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 7 in the evening, at 8 in the evening, and we have noted that on every date, the light is always lit. The only point is that there are no windows there, very small ventilators, so maybe nobody noticed them before that. But the fact is that the light is always lit. It remains lit to ensure that the CCTVs inside the strong room capture all data, that anybody who enters and anybody who exits. We have also gone through the CCTVs. There is no unauthorized access into the strong room during these points. And so we would also like to point out that this belief that the lights were lit to tamper evidence is completely false, and there is no substantive basis to believe in this. Besides this, as you all know, these 10 people have been named again and again in the media, and everybody is aware of them. We have some leads with regard to one more candidate who unfortunately has been on the run, and he has been granted protection by the Honorable High Court of at Guwahati. So he's cooperating with us. However, his arrest remains pending. Once his protection is reviewed by the Honorable High Court, we will decide on that subsequently. Besides that, there is a gentleman called Jabom Chang Mengu. He is based out of Pasikat. He has also been named as one of the brokers in the case. He has been absconding so far. We have contested his bail application in the Guwahati High Court and we won. His bail application was rejected. A review of the same is being done by the Itanagar bench of the Guwahati High Court, and we are expecting a favorable result in that. However, Mr. Mengu has been absconding so far. We have been trying to trace him through his digital traces, through his financial transactions, and also by putting and explaining to his family that he needs to come in and cooperate with the investigation. But he has been elusive, and we are on the lookout for him. And we have also issued a non-bailable warrant of arrest from the Honorable Court against him, which has been affixed to his house. And we are sure that in the coming time, now the CBI will, I'm sure, take him in custody whenever it is required. Besides this, we have also looked into the details of disproportionate assets that were accumulated by the Deputy COE, Mr. Takat Jairam. We have written to the respective Deputy Commissioners in the district of Siang and in capital, that is ICR, to have a fair evaluation of the properties owned by them conducted. We have also requested the CBI team, which is now here, as you are all aware, that they may also cooperate and they may also conduct an in-depth investigation into his disproportionate assets, so that can be another added favor in this case. We are also looking at assets accumulated by the families, the firms, and other financial institutions that may have any details of financial investments by the accused in these cases. Besides this, I have mostly touched upon all facets of the investigation. The SIC has been very clear right from day one. Our mandate was to catch any and everyone who is involved in this case in any manner. We have worked day in and day out. Let me tell you very frankly, there have been a series of holidays that have come in over this time period, over the past 1 month, be it Durga Puja, be it Diwali holidays, whatever. But our team has worked day in and day out. We have all spent numerous hours sitting together late at nights interrogating the accused, looking at evidence, and thereby deciding the course of this investigation. In fact, when we had this discussion, I had this discussion with the Joint Director of the CBI, an IG rank officer who was in Itanagar recently. He applauded the SIC for the investigation that was conducted by it so far, and he was quite happy with whatever we have achieved. I would like to explain to you that the investigation that goes on, I mean, the arrest that is visible to the public is a very small part of the investigation. It is like the tip of the iceberg. The real iceberg, the collection of the evidences, the interrogations, the detailed analysis, and the making the entire story putting the jigsaw puzzle together is a long, tedious, arduous process. It takes hours of hard work. It takes hours of putting your brain together to how to make a person answer your question, because no accused will ever come to you and say ki, हाँ मैंने किया है. They will always deny the fact. So it is very difficult to get any sort of answer from them. You always have to challenge them. You have to play with them. You have to break their mind and then ultimately get them to tell you what really went down in the case. And that is a very long process. So with our availability of only 2 days with in police custody for Mr. Takat Jairang, and for 2 days with Tama Saro, and also with Dilip Saha, we believe we have been able to do a good work. We've been able to get some good evidence, which has led us to a number of seizures, which, when presented before the Honorable Court, should act as good guides for getting into the convictions. Besides this, we have also worked very hard upon tracing our suspects, looking into their financial transactions, looking into their histories, and looking into possible angles that were done to spread the papers and to gain pecuniary benefits from them. We have not discounted anybody or anything that is possible. In fact, a lot of people, a lot of well-minded students have come to us and given us inputs also regarding their suspicions. And we have worked upon those suspicions. In fact, in some cases, they were true. In some cases, they were not. We have very well confirmed and gotten back to those students as well. From our side, now that the CBI is here, they have done their formalities. They have already registered an FIR in the matter based on our FIR. And we are in the process of handing the documents over to them. It is a long process because the documents seized are voluminous. There's a large number of documents. There's a large number of evidence. We also have digital evidence with us, which we have coordinated with the CBI for examination in their forensic laboratory, which is one of the best in India. And we are hopeful that in the next 4 or 5 days, we should be able to transfer all the facets of the investigation to them. And they will then take up the case from therein. We have also promised them any sort of help that they require, and any sort of support that they want from the SIC team. And they have also promised to keep us in the loop and to keep sharing information with us as and when required. That is all from my side from a formal this thing. If there is something that you would all like to mention, please. Are there any questions?
सर, हाल ही में ही जो एक्सपीरियंस के जो कमेटी बनाया गया था पेपर लीकेज को लेकर, उनकी तरफ से प्रेस ब्रीफिंग के दौरान उनकी तरफ से मेंशन किया गया था फर्स्ट कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग जो उन्होंने डाला था, जिसके चलते ये जो ब्रेक हुआ था, उनकी तरफ से कहा गया था कि और उनके पास कॉल रिकॉर्ड है, वॉइस रिकॉर्ड है, कहना था उनका. तो ये सब कुछ आपको पता चला है क्योंकि उनका मेंशन था कि हाई लेवल कनेक्टेड है ये केस.
देखिए, ऐसा कोई कॉल रिकॉर्ड हमारे पास अभी तक कोई भी एस्पिरेंट उनमें से लेकर के नहीं आया है. अगर उनमें से किसी के पास भी कोई ऐसा कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग है और वो उनके पास अगर वो जो उनको लगता है इस केस से रेलेवेंट है, तो वो प्लीज़ हमारे पास लेकर के आएँ और उसको जो है हम लोग ऑन रिकॉर्ड लेकर के उसके हिसाब से इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे. एंड वी वुड वेरी वेल वेलकम एनीबडी, नॉट जस्ट एस्पिरेंट्स. अगर मैं देखता हूँ सोशल मीडिया में भी बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि इसके साथ ये हुआ, ऐसा हुआ, वैसा हुआ. अगर आपके पास कोई भी क्रेडिबल रीज़न है आपको बिलीव करने का और आपके पास कोई सबूत है, आप लेके प्लीज़ आइए. हम लोग यहीं पर हैं. आप लोग हमारे से व्हाट्सएप पे भी कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. मैं इसके एंड में अपना व्हाट्सएप नंबर भी आप लोगों से शेयर कर दूंगा. यू कैन सेंड इट टू अस बाय ईमेल, बट द फैक्ट इज़ यू हैव टू कम एंड टेल अस. अगर आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि आप सोशल मीडिया में डाल देंगे और उससे हम आपको जाके पकड़ के लाएंगे, तो वो तो नहीं हो पाएगा. please come to us. There is already a lot of misinformation on social media. We are trying to fight it as we are. But if you have some evidence, if you have some information which is genuine, come to us. We will definitely investigate. जो आपने बताया कि अगर उनके पास कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग्स हैं, उनको आप प्लीज हमारे पास लेके आइए, हम डेफिनेटली इन्वेस्टिगेट करेंगे.
Sir, other questions are coming related to Amasa.
जी.
You might be aware about his wife, Minoti Buran Saro.
जी.
She was elected. So the whole entire this job, cash for job scam is being, pointing finger at her credibility and her credentials. So far you have conducted an investigation. What incriminating evidences and what connection did you find in the investigation regarding the role of Kamasaro on his wife getting into it?
So the first point is that the first FIR was registered to look into the AE Civil Mains Leak exam, and that was the first scope of the FIR. In that case, we had examined Tamasaro in detail. He has accepted to supplying these papers to certain individuals for pecuniary gains. We have taken all the evidence that we could seize and the evidence that was available. I'm sorry, I cannot give you the details of the evidence because it is an ongoing investigation. But yes, there is Ms. Minoti Boran. The fact is that we had examined the scope of the investigation with regard to her, but there is no direct role to be found in regard to this particular case. However, there was an allegation against, as you said, and we are investigating further, and whenever it comes up, we will act on it subsequently.
Sir, regarding CCTV footage को आप लोग ने देखा होगा, उसके बारे में जानना चाहेंगे क्योंकि according to मतलब जो हम लोग अभी तक जानते हैं कि पेपर लीकेज अभी मतलब कहने को तो कह रहा था कि सुनने में आ रहा था. हम ये जानना चाहेंगे जैसे ऑलरेडी वहाँ पे एंट्रेंस से लेकर पूरे फ्लोर में सीसीटीवी लगा हुआ है, तो पेपर लीकेज का कुछ पता नहीं चला एग्जैक्टली कैसे करके हुआ.
देखिए, उसमें थोड़ा सा आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि सीसीटीवी फुटेज की एक लाइफ टाइम होता है, एक पर्टिकुलर रिकॉर्डिंग का अमाउंट होता है, या तो वो 30 दिन, 4 हफ्ते, 7 दिन, 15 दिन, जितना भी आप उसमें इन्वेस्ट करते हैं उसके डीवीआर में उतना स्टोरेज होता है. तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली जब जो पेपर लीकेज की बात हो रही है, जिस टाइम का वो है, उस डीवीआर की उतनी स्टोरेज नहीं है, और इसलिए जो है उसको अब कलेक्ट कर पाना जो है मुमकिन नहीं है. And this paper designing process and this process was conducted much in advance to the actual paper being organized. अभी तो जो पेपर जब हुआ था उससे भी 2 महीने हो गए हैं, प्लस उससे भी आप सोचिए कम से कम 1 महीने पहले जो है पेपर